All right. Now for the third guy, follow me. U.S. Steel, the Oil Trust, the Panama Canal, electricity, the railroad industry, the things that made this country what it is, and the things that made it great. None of it would have happened if not for one man. And his name is J.P. Morgan.
Isn't that a bank?
Yes, but it was a man first. J.P. Morgan, John Pierpont Morgan Sr. The bank is named for him. And 23 Wall Street was where he did most of his business.
Most?
Yes. Now take a very close look at that pink Tennessee marble facade, because there's another place with the very same marble where he did some other very important business that we're going to go to next. You see, J.P. Morgan insisted that that very same marble be used here at his library on East 36th Street. And that made sense because he owned the whole quarry in Tennessee. And in the fall of 1907, when the Knickerbocker Trust Company, which was just 3 blocks away from here, failed and went under, J.P. Morgan felt compelled to call the heads of the financial world together for an emergency meeting, which he chose to do right here in his personalized temple of pride, beauty, and faith. For if anyone understood what was at stake at this time, it was him. After all, this wouldn't be the first time he'd be bailing out the U.S. economy. And so on the first Saturday night in November 1907, he brought together the presidents of the banks and trust companies that comprised the core of the financial markets in America. Now, complicating his problem was the fact that many of them didn't even know each other. And in the J.P. Morgan old boy fashion of banking, that made the culmination of a deal a bit more of an uphill battle. So he separated them. Commercial bankers in here, in the East Room, and trust company principals here, in the West Room. And Morgan told them in no uncertain terms that in order to save the financial market, they were each going to put up a certain amount of money together. And now, Coco, this was not a man whose word was taken lightly, because just that week, President Teddy Roosevelt had handed Morgan a check for $25 million out of the U.S. Treasury, nearly $1 billion today, for him to do with as he saw fit in order to work out this crisis. And JP locked the reluctant bankers in each of these 2 ominous rooms as he went off into his own room to play solitaire until they came around. And as the sun rose over the East River early that Sunday morning, each of these company presidents eventually signed the bailout agreement, committing their company's dedicated share of the funds. And as the last one of them signed, JP unlocked the doors and let them go home, rescuing the nation's financial system for a third and final time.
Okay, this guy was pretty legit.
Mm-hmm.